They say everyone has a place in this world. Everyone, it seems. Except for us. Because we seem fine the way we are. Quiet, humble, or assumingly not understanding what's going on. How can they hear me when I don't have the courage nor the chance to speak up? We hide our emotions because they cannot understand, nor do we want them to worry. I see people like me being dragged, shut out, but there's nothing I can do. I keep thinking, what if in this huge world I have enough courage to express our voices unheard? A chance to share our stories untold.
My name is Jacqueline Zhou. I'm from China. This is my second year in an American high school.
I was born in Cambodia, and my mom adopted me from 11 months, and I came directly to America.
I got adopted at 9, but a couple months I came here, I turned 10. I was born in China and I grew up in China.
I'm a Chinese immigrant. I'm also a U.S. citizen.
I was born in China. I was adopted when I was less than 1, and I've been raised in America ever since.
My parents came from Korea to America when my sister was 2 years old. We've been living here ever since I was born.
My awareness of being a member of the Asian community began when we arrived in this country. I came as an immigrant when I was 5 years old, and I spoke absolutely no English. And so that consciousness of being part of another group was there from the very beginning.
When I'm playing sports, if they don't know my name, they'll call me hey, Ching Chong, pass the ball. That's not my name. It was completely rude.
I don't know if they really treat me as real friends because I cannot tell.
I grew up in a predominantly white town and in white schools, so whenever I would call my parents around my friends, I would call them in a whispered voice because I'd be embarrassed to show my Korean language and accent, because before then, usually my friends have only heard that choppiness used as comedy in the media. And when I came to Ethel Walker, my friends would hear my calls home and go oh, that's so cool. I didn't realize it was something I didn't have to be embarrassed about, and learn to appreciate my culture more.
I grew up in a predominantly white town. Often I felt really different from the rest of my classmates, from the rest of my neighbors, and people that I was constantly surrounded with. So I would try to change my identity to fit in with everyone else. It started when I was right in first grade. When people asked me where I was from, instead of saying, oh, I'm from India, my parents are Indian, I would respond with, I don't know, because everyone else was American and I didn't want to be different. And then as I got older, it got to a point where I started to change how I looked. I stopped having my natural hair. I got a hair treatment which makes my hair straight like this, where it broke every single one of the bonds in my hair to be straight. And I really just tried to change who I was and who my identity was, just so I could fit in with everyone else.
Growing up in Los Angeles posed many challenges because we weren't always understood as immigrants. My mother, who wore the traditional Indian woman's garb, which was a sari, and she wore a cape over it. And as we walked down the street into the store, suddenly a man came racing up to us, and to our surprise, he violently thrust his hand out in front of my mother's face. And we all drew back, wondering what kind of violence was this. And then he said to my mother, read my palm. And we realized he thought she was a gypsy, some kind of fortune teller in that garb. We had no words to explain to him that is not who we were.
I'm always conscious that I'm a Chinese person, but I'm also a U.S. citizen. So for my part, I always try to reach out and merge into the mainstream culture with American people.
People automatically assume me because I don't look like the stereotypical Asian, just like assuming different races of me. I guess I wasn't wanting to be stereotyped, but I was just wondering, why don't I look that way? If I'm an Asian, why am I not this way? I didn't understand that either when I was younger, so I just kind of was like generally confused.
A common stereotype I hear is that Asians are good at math. This is not true, and I feel kind of embarrassed when I hear it because I don't want something like this to define who I am and my identity.
Another stereotype is Asians are not good at sports. That's not true too. For example, when I'm in school, when I accomplish something, when I run a mile and then I got the first place, people would ask you, why are you so fast? Did you cheat? Because Asians are not supposed to be athletic. Like, why are you so fast then? So they assume that you are not athletic, and it's really hurtful when they question your ability.
I think it's really important to share your issues or your experiences to your friends so that they know that what it's like knowing the two sides of the different experiences.
We're always like branded as looking like this or branded to act like this. And vocalize when you hear those stereotypes being said and to be like, not everyone acts like that, and everyone is very different, and you can't just group people together into this section.
One solution to this problem is for people to get out of their comfort zone and learn about others' cultures, especially in ABRAs. Sitting with people who are different from you and learning about them would help improve this a lot. I won't stop trying.
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 Until our story is known.
Until we can create a real, harmonious, and diverse community.
Until I can accept my own identity.
Until my culture is accepted.
Until we become visible as a group.
Until every voice is heard, every voice is acknowledged, and every voice is respected.